At one point, we had a severe thunderstorm warning out for hail to the size of golf balls. At this point in time, the hail core looks to be strengthening, becoming a bit larger. So do look for some areas of reduced visibility, which is a concern when we have a tornado warning out. So certainly want to take shelter if you can. If you're listening on KRDO News Radio, perhaps you're in the car, pull over, try to get to a safe place right now as this storm is tracking along Highway 24. If you're headed north towards Woodland Park from the Manitou Springs area, you will be driving into this storm. Heavy rain, reduced visibility, also concerned with some large hail as well. And we've had reports of funnel clouds too. So reports of funnel clouds pretty close to seeing a report of a tornado. There is rotation. We can clearly see it on radar as well. This tornado warning does go until 4:15. Not only that, but we have the severe thunderstorm warning as well, because that's also where we've seen some large hail. Looks like it's strengthening again too. It came down to quarter-size hail. We could see it easily bounce back up to ping pong, even golf ball size hail. So you don't want to be driving into this storm. Woodland Park completely lost visibility earlier due to the heavy rain and the large hail. Abby has put on rotation trackers, so again, we are keeping a close eye on this area near Chipeta Park where we've had reports of funnel clouds. This is a tornado warning that continues until 4:15, and that storm is tracking off to the south and east at about 15-20 miles per hour. So Colorado Springs, you are included in the tornado warning. The storm not an imminent threat at this point in time, but keep a close eye. It is tracking in your direction. Another look at live HD Doppler showing that the core of the storm right now is between Cristola and Cascade. So Chipeta Park is where we are likely seeing some hail come down at this time. So if you are traveling on Highway 24, really north or south, be very careful with this storm. It's also providing some pretty heavy rain and hail. Here's a look at some very dangerous lightning strikes. We have been showing you, this is a video from Woodland Park. We've been showing you our radar. It's had tons of lightning strikes. You can see the purples, the blues, indicating the lots of hail that we've been tracking as well. So a stormy afternoon in the Woodland Park area. Some of the strongest part of that storm has moved south. I think that it's possible that we are seeing very heavy rain coming through Chipeta Park right now. Also some hail that's moving towards you, Cascade. Also moving towards the Manitou Springs area, as well as Colorado Springs as well. Still a radar indicated rotation, but large hail has been a problem for Woodland Park. We continue to find more video coming through right now. You can also see here where pretty good rain has come down, also creating some what looks like some small stream flooding issues as well. We've got no flash flooding at this point in time, but we will be tracking that very closely. We'll have much more in the way of updates for you coming up today. Another thing with how hard that rain has come down, it has been reducing visibility. We were tracking our cameras earlier. You couldn't see a thing in front of you. Notice that this storm is tracking so slowly. We've been talking about it for a little while now. It is about to head into the Manitou Springs area, so it is really dropping heavy rain and threats of hail right along Highway 24. Abby is doing a bit of a storm direction, showing you that the old Colorado City area getting some rain, Colorado Springs beginning to get rain as well. And here's a live look from Highway 24 where we are tracking some of those strong storms on the move now. Driving off to the west, you can see the windshield wipers are on as some of that rain continues to come down. And really a look at the skies right there, the dark clouds indicating lots of moisture. We've had heavy rain and hail. That continues to potentially come down at any time. Woodland Park has already seen pretty much the strongest part of the storm so far, so you're not included in the tornado warning, but you have had some of those reports of heavy rain already and large hail already. So the storm direction is to the south and east, really between Chipeta Park now and Manitou Springs. So along Highway 24, big concerns here. Glen Erie, you're starting to see some of that heavy rain as well. It's moving into the Rock Rimmon area, Old Colorado City, all these areas under the flash flood warning because the storm not letting up steam just yet. Here's a live view currently from our peak internet camera. This is over Gold Hill in Woodland Park. You can see some of those low-lying clouds there as we've seen. This is the camera I was talking about earlier. This is the camera that we had zero visibility on when hail and heavy rain was coming through. So you can see some of that threat has passed through the Woodland Park area now. We are seeing some of those low-lying clouds as a result of all the moisture we continue to track out there. Bart?
Yeah, just a quick question, Stacey. I mean, you know, a lot of times we see these storms almost kind of rain themselves out, hail themselves out. This one is moving really, really slowly. Is that benefiting the storm and helping it to build, or is that kind of helping it to weaken as it moves closer to the I-25 corridor?
Bart, we have a couple of pretty extreme factors in place today. Obviously the heavy rain factor is there, and then also that severe weather component. So we've been tracking this storm since it was in Douglas County. We were seeing reports of some large hail there. This storm has actually held together pretty well. So we are keeping a close eye on this because it's not weakened, Bart, as it usually does. When you see heavy rain and hail, a lot of times it can rain itself out, but this environment has so much moisture. And one of the big problems we're seeing today, too, is there's not a lot of upper level movement to actually move this storm very quickly.
You guys have got
Yeah,
an
guys,
update.
Just to be clear,
There's no
this is
longer
our camera right now
tornado
going up Highway 24, and if you didn't figure it out a second ago on your own, he is headed into the worst of it right now. But look at the road there. I think you can actually see the hail already piling up on the road there. Now that's partly a result of it coming down pretty fast, and partly a result of him actually getting up into the areas where the weather is even worse. Lots of flashing lights on. That's what we want to see. Drivers taking it easy. Stacey.
Bart, thank you, and you're very right there too, because you know, it's yes, you're probably moving slower through the afternoon evening commute, but it's a good thing to take your time. Right now we have some dangerous weather. Do want to bring you a quick update a little further to the south. We've also been monitoring the spring fire burn scar. There is now a flash flood warning here. Unfortunately, some heavy rain already crossing through around 160, and some of the strongest part of that storm is still off to the west, and that's going to be tracking eastward right over the spring fire burn scar. So a flash flood warning does continue here through 7:15 this evening. This is not the only area we are tracking flash flood warning, but it's an area we are monitoring. Here is a video right now. Also, heavy rain and swift moving water here, not something you want to get caught up in. I believe this video is from the Woodland Park area. So thank you for sending in that video safely. This is not something you want to mess with. We've seen about 2 inches of rain fall already. These storms very slow moving, which is why the area under a flash flood watch today will likely see more of these storms provide flash flooding concerns.
That's, in my mind, one of the biggest concerns right now is all this water coming downstream and overtaking its banks, causing problems both on the road and even in parts of our cities. Stacey.
Bart, that's another thing you mentioned too. Sometimes we can still see that flash flooding ongoing well after the storm has passed. Well, unfortunately, we're still tracking the storm over some of these areas, so it's not even giving it the chance to stop by any means. So we have ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings and flash flood warnings too. We're tracking torrential rain still coming down. It's a move through the Woodland Park area, through Cascade, through Manitou Springs. We're bringing you incredible video right now. Bart just referenced this. This is from the Teller County Sheriff's Office right now. You can see water moving so fast right now. 2 inches of rain, too much to handle in some of these areas. Okay, so you are watching video right now from the Teller County Sheriff's Office of water running swiftly over some roadways. Definitely want to be very, very careful. If you come up to any roadway that happens to be flooded or you see some water running over it, don't trust it. Turn around, don't drown. Roads can wash out so easily under these conditions.
Quick couple of alerts for you. Manitou Springs has put out a couple of alerts. City Hall is closed under a flash flood warning until further notice. This is 19th and Uinta. We mentioned this intersection a little while ago. Springs police saying that there were a number of cars that were stranded. What that is, you see the green pickup actually pushing that maroon one out of the high water.
I want to get back over to Chief Meteorologist Stacey Garvilla. Stacey, you've been tracking this whole thing as we've been approaching this day. Of course, last night we had rain as well, lightning, thunder, and it's just to your point, Bart, that the ground is already saturated. Looks like a lot of that heavy rain and even hail flowing and now feeling its effects right in the Fountain area.
Yes, Heather, you're exactly right about that. We are tracking this strongest part of the severe thunderstorm warning right now, just a couple miles south of the Fountain area. Some hail has already come through there, along with torrential downpours. You've been sending video. We appreciate that you do that and that you send it safely. We've had an extension of this severe thunderstorm warning now. The hail size was up to about tennis ball. Looks like it's come down now to about golf ball size hail. Newest severe thunderstorm warning that you see extending all the way into Pueblo. That goes until 6 o'clock this evening. Cities included in the warning: Avondale, Boone, Pueblo, and Pueblo West.
Now keep in mind, all of this water has to go somewhere. So those of you who live downstream, those of you in Fountain, get ready. The water is coming your way. Do not even get close to these creeks to see what's going on, because it is dangerous. Hey, Stacey, before you step out too far, I know you're gathering information, doing such a great job of explaining where this storm is headed. Folks in the Pueblo area were asking, do they need to seek shelter right now? Is this storm, it looks almost like it might go east of the city of Pueblo. What's your prediction there?
Okay, well, let's bring it back up on radar right now. Zooming in on the tornado warning. So it does not look like it's actually including the city of Pueblo right now. If you do go under a tornado warning, it's because this thing can shift. I mean, it's been on a pretty southeasterly track so far. It's not been developing further back to the west at this point in time. So folks in Pueblo and Pueblo West, I would imagine right now you are safe. You're not included in the tornado warning.
Chase joins us live. Chase, so where are you and what are you seeing right now?
Bart, we're in the countryside neighborhood that's about southeast of Fountain, and it's just walls of hail. I'm in almost more than ankle deep of hail right now, just walls of it, about pea size, and people are actually, you know, shoveling that hail right now. It looks like Christmas in July down here. People were saying that they had trouble actually driving through it, but you can see them trying to shovel it. But
we need to go to Stacey right now for a quick update on what's happening a little farther south. Stacey?
All right, thank you so much, Bart. We are still tracking a severe thunderstorm warning through the Canyon City and Florence area right now. That is for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We've also just had a new flash flood warning be issued for this area as well. That includes Brookside, Canyon City, Florence, and Lincoln until 8:15 this evening. So once again, we are tracking flash flood warnings. And Abby just gave us an update that the hail size has increased now. Looks like it's just south of the Canyon City area. Golf ball size hail is possible out of this storm. And again, a new flash flood warning until 8:15 this evening. So we are tracking at this point in time at least 5 different flash flood warnings out there right now. So we'll continue to bring you updates on the severe threat and the flash flooding threat as we continue this evening. Bart and Heather.
So we're really seeing a lot of different size of hailstones out there, whether it's pea size or golf ball size. It's really kind of been a Heinz variety out there.
Just to recap kind of what's happened this afternoon, a massive storm here started in Woodland Park, marched right down Highway 24, sending some powerful mudslides, rocks, debris, and a lot of water down Fountain Creek, down the highway. To our knowledge, Highway 24 is still closed from Cave of the Winds up to Woodland Park for exactly this reason. There's a lot of cleaning up to do. And on that note, there's a lot of areas in Colorado Springs, right here along Fountain Creek, in the Manitou Springs area and Colorado Springs area as well, that will be facing a long recovery from today's storm.
Keep it tuned right here to the networks of KRDO for the very latest on this severe storm.
Thank you for watching News Channel 13, voted best in the West by the Associated Press.